How's it going, everyone? We're currently at about 913 subscribers as I'm making this video, and we're in the home stretch to our goal of 1,000. So if you enjoyed today's video or any of the videos that I made in the past, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. So back in 2016, when this game came out, I was a junior in high school and I just got a PS4. I had never watched Street Fighter at all. I've never watched Street Fighter 4 and I had definitely not played Street Fighter 5. But for some reason, Twitch had recommended me Tampa Bison stream on my front page, and I clicked on it. There, I watched him play Bison for a few days, and I thought that the game was really cool. Thought that Bison was really cool. I don't really know why. I think it was his walk animation was really awesome, right? Where he crosses his arm and he sort of just walks you down. Some other things like his ending animation where he takes his hat off, and just his overall demeanor I thought was really cool for a villain. So I went out and I purchased the game, my first fighting game. And I came home, I put it in my PS4, it started up, and I went into training mode with Bison. I didn't even look at the rest of the cast. It was just Bison. That's all I wanted to learn. And of course, as a new player, I didn't use any of his normals. I didn't press any of those buttons. I went straight into special moves, straight into the command list. I saw all of his inputs, right? The one where it tells you to go back, then forward, then down, and up. And I'm, a kid in high school. I'm not going to read the instructions, so I immediately close the menu and start trying to do these charge moves, not knowing that they are charge and having zero idea what charge even meant. So there I was. I would go back and then immediately forward and kick, and nothing would come out. I thought my controller was broken. I thought the game was stupid. I tried back and forward punch. I tried down and up, and nothing came out. Remember, I played one online match in Season 1 of Street Fighter 5, and I did not get a hit. I got double perfected, and I stood in the corner because I didn't know how to block either. And I never did figure out how to charge. So I took the game, because it was still brand new at the time, I packed it back up, and I took it to GameStop and returned it. And it wouldn't be until 3 years later when I would pick it back up again in 2019, and I had no more interest in Bison. I had no more interest in charge characters, maybe because it left a bad taste in my mouth first time, and I just thought that I couldn't do the motion. So I went straight into motion characters this time, and I never looked back because I could do all of them. Now that I know more about the game, now that I understand the mechanics and I understand what charging is, I'm a little interested in learning a charge character now. I do love the motion characters, and I love playing motion characters on the hitbox, especially because it feels very intuitive to have both your hands in action, right, and to be pressing buttons and really just being engaged with the game. That said, the hitbox works very well for charge characters, and it can let you do things that sometimes can be pretty hard on the lever. Makes partitioning a little easier. I don't think I would main any charge characters. I'd really have to love a charge character's design or love their playstyle to learn charge and continue to play it. But I think it's pretty necessary to learn how to play one character at least, or at least do a couple combos in training mode, just to know when your opponent is holding charge, and knowing what's possible while they're holding charge, if that makes sense. Example, identifying when a player walks forward on a charge character and when they lose their charge, I think is really important. I think that playing one might help me understand when the other character actually has charge and is a threat, and when they aren't. Right now, I'm not really paying attention to that so much because I don't understand what they're doing. And looking at, some of the matchups that I struggle with on my characters, most of them are charge characters. I mean, Balrog is pretty hard for me personally. My characters don't usually lose to him, but I personally have some trouble playing against him. I think Guile is another hard matchup for me just because of the nature of how he plays, right? He's a very defensive and turtley type character. And then Bison, because of all of his plus frames and all the ways he has to get in on you and sort of get you into the corner, and then you're, a deer in headlights trying to figure out how to get your way out. I think even if you don't plan on playing a charge character like I do, there's still some merit and benefit to learning how they work and learning specifically how certain characters hold their charge and how they can spend it. I recently learned about, partitioning and how it works. I had an idea of what it was, but when I had it explained to me by Juices and Austin, it made a lot of sense why certain things work and how certain characters are allowed to do combos that they do. Partitioning, from what I understand, is just holding charge while you're attacking or while you're pressing a button. I believe that's how Bison can do like stand medium kick or the knee one, whichever button that is, into like a Psycho Blast. how Balrog can do like jab into dash straight. When they mess it up, you can really tell, right? You can tell when a Balrog player does two crouching jabs, and then stands up and punches and nothing comes out. Sort of like them failing the partition, I think, or like them not having the charge that they thought they did because they messed up somewhere along the way. Learning to capitalize on mistakes like that, I think, can be pretty important. It's just playing the character to recognize those mistakes. The reason why I think I wouldn't really enjoy playing a charge character is I like having all the special moves at my disposal, right? If I input something, I want it to come out, right? I don't want it to not come out because I didn't store the right amount, or maybe I didn't hold back long enough or down long enough. Input a motion, I want it to come out every single time. I have a lot of respect for people who play charge characters. I think there's a little bit more planning that has to go on in your head to know whether you are holding charge, whether you have charge, and what your potential is in that moment. It's almost like being aware of your resources in a sense, being aware if you have charge, like an invisible meter that we can't really see. Yeah, maybe one day you'll see me playing Balrog in one of these videos, but for today, that's gonna be it. And if you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Thank you again so much for 900 subscribers, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.